Now, support and resistance is a concept that every trader must have, whether it's a beginner trader, intermediate, or even an advanced trader, because I still use it and most traders use it out there. So it's a very important concept that you must know. And in today's video, I'm going to break it down to the simplest format. By the end of the video, you'll actually know what support and resistance is, using support and resistance to get trades. And by the way, it's a strategy on its own, but you can actually use it to get more strategies from it. So this video is sponsored by FX2 Funding, one of the best pro firms. So click the link just down and get a funded account right now. Assuming we have two levels, so we have one up and then another one down, right? And we assume the price is playing in between these two levels, right? So we shall call this one down, say the floor, and then this one up, it's going to be the roof. So we assume the price is playing literally between these two levels, bouncing off from down to the top, back down to the top, back down to the top. So it's the same concept in Forex. Now, I have this level here. So I have this, it's going to be our say floor, okay? And then we shall also have this one on top, being a roof, very easy. Oh, sorry, being the roof. And there we go. And now we have the price bouncing in. So you can see the price bouncing off this level, hitting up, coming down, hitting up, coming down. Now think about it. So once the price hits, say it comes down, right? A price down and it's going to push up. That means it gains support to push up. So it's the same thing here. So we can see at this point here, right? We can see that the price gains momentum to push up, right? So it's going to be our support. And then on top, this way, this side up, it's going to be our resistance. Then another example is we have in a trending market. So we can see here, it's an uptrend. You can see that the price is pushing up, pushing down, pushing up, pushing down. So what happens here? So we can see that the price pushes up to this point, right? So this is going to be, this point here is going to be our resistance, because we can see that the price initially is pushing to the upside, but once it reaches this point, it faces some resistance, right? Resistance is basically the opposite of what the original move is. If say the move is to the upside, we should expect the price to push, but then hitting this point, it faces some resistance and then it comes back down. So meaning this is going to be our support because it's an uptrend. Okay, same thing for the next point here. It's going to be a resistance, then support. If the same thing happened over and over, just that way. Then maybe a quick one for a downtrend. This is going to be, say the price pushing down, pull back, pushing down, pull back, pushing down. So this is going to be our support. Okay, and then this point down here is going to be our resistance. Now you're probably asking why. Think about it. So the price is initially pushing down, right? Meaning the overall trend is to the downside. The price is pushing down, sellers are selling, but then once it reaches this point, it faces some resistance to push back up, right? And then comes back to this point, and at this point we have support, meaning at that support level more sellers are coming in to push the price down. So this is just a very easy concept on how you can understand support and resistance. Now if you want to learn more about trading and making money online, be sure you subscribe, and if you are enjoying this video, you can also smash the like button, and let's get back straight into the video. Then there's also another concept that support later becomes resistance, and then resistance later becomes support. Let me explain that briefly so we can go to the charts. So assuming the price is pushing up again, pull back, pushing up, pull back, and then pushing up, right? So obviously we have our levels. We have this, okay, we have this. I'm just marking both of them out now, or I think let me just extend one so we can have a better example. So we have this and then this. So I'm also going to mark this out, right? So price is pushing to the upside in the first place. This means this is the resistance, right? And then meaning this point here and this, and then this are the support levels, right? Now you guys can see that initially this was a resistance level, right? But now it's becoming a support level. Same thing even up here. Same thing even up here. This was initially the resistance level because the price hit and then bounced back down. But then at the end of the day, right here, it becomes the support level. So support later becomes resistance, and then resistance later becomes support. So the idea of getting support and resistance levels or drawing these levels is just so easy. Don't overcomplicate your charts. I don't want you to be the trader who has a bunch of lines and all that. Keep your levels very precise. You can have, say, 3 maximum or 4. So let me show you. So first things first, you are going to do this on bigger time frames. So say we are starting off from H4 and we are looking at GBP JPY. So just going to go ahead and delete all the drawings. Awesome. So here we go. So we are on H4. Now on the concept of drawing support and resistance levels, you can just grab the horizontal line or any drawing tool and just put it on. Just put it on. That's the first thing. And then what you're going to do next is try to adjust it to at least have 3 touches. So let me show you. So we have this level here, right? Let me zoom out so we can have a better look. Okay, awesome. So there we go. Now I will just grab this level and adjust it to at least have 3. So in this case, if say I adjusted it up to here, I would have 1, I could have 2, 3, and 4. That means this is a very valid point. So we can see initially the price is pushing to the upside. Then once it hit this level, it bounced down. Meaning in this case, this is our resistance level, okay? At this point, you guys see that? Because guess why? The price is pushing up. Let me just increase this. Awesome. So we can see that the price was pushing up. Once it hit this level, it bounced off. Now, what does this mean? Now, what I want you guys to understand is what happens today more often is going to happen tomorrow or the next day. So the price is just repetitive. It keeps doing the same things over and over. And that's why this concept is very easy and you can use it to kill it very big. So say the price hit here and then it bounced off. So what's going to be in our minds is saying, once the price hits this level again, we need to watch out. We need to see what exactly it does. So let's see. So the next thing that happened was this point here. So we saw the price pushing and then all of a sudden it broke through. Now, what I want you guys to understand is obviously these levels at some point are going to be broken through. But once they are broken, more often they are going to be respected. So an example is to say right here, you guys can see that the price broke through. And then all of a sudden it had to come back for a pullback. And then on the pullback, it made a retest on that level one more time, and now we suspect the price to push to the upside. I mean, such a beautiful concept. Very easy. Okay, so that's how this is. We can go ahead and draw more levels. And by the way, on drawing these levels, you can use horizontal lines or even trend lines. Maybe a quick one, I didn't explain this. So right here, so say we are pushing up, down, up, down, up. Grab your trend line tool, extend it around here, and then you can also extend one on the other side. Very easy. So something important for these levels or these levels, whatever you draw to be valid, you should have at least 2 or 3 touches, meaning the price should hit that level once, resist, or find any action twice, and then 3 times. Remember, we just look at what happened previously for us to determine what could happen next. Okay, so I was trying to mark out this trend line, but it doesn't look that great. Let me just go ahead and adjust it and see. So in this trend line, we just see the price hit here and then it hit here again and then it bounced off, meaning we could expect something of the sort. Say the price pushes up and then at some point comes back to this level, we would watch out for it. We could suspect the price to bounce off, just like what had happened previously. So that's a very easy concept. So let's try off with some other pairs, say GU, K. Again, bigger time frames, we're on H4. By the way, so once you have drawn them on bigger time frames, you can start scaling down to smaller time frames. It's so easy. Let me show you something. So let's say we're on H4, right? And now we draw, wow, beautiful. I think we can draw some levels here, say this trend line here. You guys see that? Why? Because I'm just marking out this, okay? I'm also marking out this. I'm also marking out this, right? Then on the other side, we could have one, let's see, we could also have this right here, easy. So in this case, we are also considering this reaction. We're also considering this reaction. And then we are considering this reaction. Meaning in this particular case, since the overall price direction is to the downside, that means these levels here are going to be our support, right? So the levels on the upper side are going to be our support levels. And then on the other side down, these are going to be our resistance. So now we can see that the price is bouncing off. We can see it hit here, a weak rejection, pushed back up, hit here, right? Bounced off, came back for a weak rejection. Very easy. Now, in such an example, so what is on our minds right now? We obviously suspect the price to, since it has actually bounced off this level, so we expect it to probably push to the upside. But let's start scaling down to say H1 and see what's happening inside. And yes, we can see a very good rejection over this level. Okay, there we go. So in this example, what we can see is, we can see that the price was initially coming down in a very beautiful downtrend, but then hitting here, it faced some resistance and now it's pushing off away from that level. That's how easy it is. Now we can also go ahead and draw horizontal lines for a better explanation. Okay, awesome, here we go. So let me delete these drawings. Awesome. So what we can do is we can just grab our horizontal tool, draw it anywhere. So in this case, we can decide on these levels. Let's at least have 2 or 3 levels. I think this could work better. So in this case, I'm just trying to look out for at least 3 levels. We can consider this. That's 1. We can consider this. That's 2. And then we can also consider this here. So those are 3. Meaning what's on mind is obviously, in case at any point, once the price comes back to this level, we should watch out for the same reaction. Not actually the same, but we should have something in our mind that, well, if the price hits this level, it could bounce off and come back down, because it's the same thing that had happened previously. So the concept of support and resistance is very easy. All you need to understand is, how can you draw these lines? First things first, start off from bigger time frames. It can be H4 daily and then start scaling down to say H1, because the main aim is just to find levels that have been respected. Remember what I said, what happens today is often enough going to happen tomorrow or the next day. So once we have these levels marked out, it means we have an edge, we have somewhere we shall just need to watch out for to get trades. And it's the same repetitive stuff over and over. And then, like I said, the other way is you can use trend lines or rectangles or any other tools. Mark these levels out and you have it done. So it all comes down to, the more practice, the better you are going to become at trading.